Good afternoon, everybody. It's David Perlmutter from Quantum Listing, and welcome to today's webinar. It is the first in a three-part series, and let's get started. Our webinar today is what can you do if you are a visitor to Quantum Listing? Now, this is kind of a interesting webinar for us because this is a topic that we've never really covered before. We're always, thinking, about our members, but I thought it was important to do this from the visitor's perspective for a few reasons. First of all, the majority of the traffic to quantumlisting.com is from visitors, not logged in members. So it's important that you, our members, get to know what the visitor experience is like. And also for people who are addicted, well, that might be a strong word. People who are used to using other listing sites that have been around for 20 plus years, they get so used to them that they go out of habit. And, I understand that. And, they have a lot of listings. There's, good things to be said about that. But there are reasons to visit other listing websites too. For instance, did you know that all the active listings on Quantum Listing uh, are available and visible to Quantum Listings visitors? You don't have to be logged in. You don't have to be registered. There's no paywall. The whole idea for us in starting Quantum Listing was to make sure that everybody's listings were available to anybody who had an internet connection, because I'm a broker and I know that what I want is to have as many people seeing my listings as possible. So therefore, when we designed Quantum Listing, we made it so that anybody could see all of your listings without having to sign in or register first. And as a result, I would say 65% or so of our traffic comes from search engine results. So, we've got great search engine optimization. We work really hard at that. It pays off. And the beneficiary are our members who get to get all that traffic to not only to their listings, but also to their profile pages where they can see all of their listings at once. They can learn if the broker has filled out their profile stuff. They can see a picture of them, their logo. They could look at their bio. They can connect with them on LinkedIn or their other social media if you've added those things as well. So there's a lot of information a visitor can get from you if you provide it. And but we'll cover all that in other versions of the other parts of our series. But today, what we're really focusing on is what can you do if you're a visitor to Quantum Listing? And let's really dive in here now. Here's our agenda today. Actually, well, here's the other parts of our three-part series. What can you do if you're a basic user, and what can you do if you're a premium user? So, keep your eye on your email over the next month or so, and we'll be conducting those webinars as well. So, let's keep going. Our agenda today is obviously what can you do if you're a visitor to Quantum Listing. We're going to do an overview of Quantum Listing first, and then talk about the different features that visitors can access, and then we'll show you everything on the website. And of course, feel free to ask questions via the chat at any time, and we'll have a live Q&A at the end to the extent that you have questions. Okay, so first, for those of you unfamiliar with Quantum Listing gives your listings maximum exposure by offering a range of features so you can market your properties without breaking your budget. You can post an unlimited number of listings, and you can market them seamlessly on all forms of popular social media, and there's no paywall for potential buyers or tenants to view your properties on QuantumListing. So what are the things that visitors can do when they come to our site? They can click on your, well, actually, before we get to that, let's talk about how people actually get to our site. So I mentioned 65% or so get to the site via Google searches as well as other internet search engines. And that's great because they're going right to your listing, they're going to your profile, they're seeing everything that you have to offer. So, but how else do they get here? We send a lot of emails out. That's perhaps what brought you to this webinar today, or made you most already familiar with QuantumListing to some extent. So we do our own email blasts. Also, our members can send out emails to a few people or at a time, or even to a couple of hundred people at a time by uploading a CSV or Excel file with their own contacts' email addresses on it. So that's another great way that we generate traffic. Many of our website visitors get here via social media. For instance, when we have one user who has a very large Instagram following, and she has a link to QuantumListing on her Instagram page. And every time she posts on Instagram, which is 2 or 3 times a week, we get a couple hundred or more visitors to her profile. So if you have a large presence on social media, leverage that for your business and throw up a link to QuantumListing on that, whether it's an individual listing or to your profile page. So that's another way. And speaking of social media, we also add all of your listings to our social media. So LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter are the ones that we post to regularly. And so when you add a listing, it gets sent out to Twitter right away. So anybody seeing our feed on Twitter can click on it and come to your listing. And for LinkedIn and Facebook, it gets added to a queue and eventually gets served up. But that can take a couple of months. So if you do want your listings sent out to social media right away, and you want to sort of leverage our social media as well, click the sharing icon on your listing or your profile, send it to the social media you want. Be sure to tag us on it. And when we see the tag, we always are very good about resharing it. So, another way for you to get more views and another way that visitors get to our site. Another way that folks get to QuantumListing is via your website. So you're saying, well, how's that work? We have a way for you to share your listings, either individually or in the aggregate via your profile, to your website or to your blog via something called an iframe. It's a little snippet of code, and you copy that and paste it into your website or blog, and voila, there appear your listings. So another great way for people to see your stuff. It doesn't cost you anything extra over your $89.99 annual membership to be able to serve those listings to your website. So that's another great reason to be a member here. But it also helps us because it brings more traffic to QuantumListing and to see your listings. So let's keep going, and now we can talk about what those visitors do when they come to our website. So if they come to your website via Google search, they're landing right on your listing. Your email address is there, visible to them. They can click on your email address. It'll open up their own email service, and they can send you an email through that. So that's one thing they can do. They can click on your phone number to call you. So especially, a ton of our traffic is from, from mobile devices, particularly phones. So if they click on your phone number, it will activate uh, your phone, and you can dial it. On my computer, I don't think I have Ring Central hooked up to uh, for this, but I know that it would start a Skype call if I were doing it from my computer. Not, I think everybody's setup is a little bit different. So, but definitely with the mobile, they can click on your phone number and call you. If they click on your name in one of your listings, it will take them to visit your profile, and then they can see all of your listings. Plus, of course, they can see your picture, your bio, and your social media links that you've added, as well as you can paste your website in there as well, so they could click and view, go to your website too. One social media I forgot, I guess it's not technically social media, that you can add to your profile is YouTube. So if you have a YouTube channel, then you should add that as well. Especially now, that everybody is interested in seeing videos of your listings before they make the commitment to expose themselves to potential coronavirus. And thankfully that is coming to an end. But anyway, the more videos become so much more important than it had been a year ago in the commercial realm. So, it's good to have that YouTube channel and have the link to it on your profile as well. Moving on, when the listing that brought them to QuantumListing is not the one they definitely want, and it's really just the beginning of their search, there's a hyperlink at the top of listings that lets them do a search of other listings in that particular market. So another great thing to for our visitors, and it makes it very easy. And then, of course, they can start a completely new search from the search box at the top of our page as well. And then there's other things they can do. They can read our blog. We update it weekly, and in fact, this week's blog was the inspiration for today's webinar. They can sign up for webinars. There's a link for webinars up at the top of our website, and they can schedule a demo as well. So if they just want to do like a 10-minute demo on learning how to effectively search for listings, we can do something like that. If they want to get a full 1-hour hands-on demo where they get to have their hands on the keyboard and we talk them through the different aspects of the site, we love doing those as well. Or you can do something in between those two extremes as well, if you like. So, but we love doing demos. Sometimes I'll do them, sometimes our customer success advocate, Julia, does them. Either way, we're very interested in showing you what you want to see on these. So we generally don't have a set agenda for them. We respond to what it is that you want to get out of that particular session. The other good reason to schedule a demo with us is we get to know you, and when we get to know you, we like giving things to the people we get to know. So if you join QuantumListing, you schedule a demo, you've had listings on the site, we'll probably boost some of your listings, or maybe give you a month of brand promotion or anything, just to thank you for your time. Because as a broker, I know how important your time is, because that's really what we're selling. Other things you can do from when you're visiting Quantum Listing is on the landing page, you can request a weekly update on our members' listing. So you can basically put in something where you want to get, say, a weekly update on retail listings in New York City or industrial listings in California. Uh, you can set that up so you get what you want without having to go out and look for it every time. And then, so that's, and you don't have to be a member to get those weekly updates either. And in fact, those weekly updates really should be added to the list of things that bring people to our website, because when people look at them, sometimes they click on something they see there and come and visit. Another great thing that visitors can do is request help from a commercial real estate professional in their market. They can do that from that front landing page pop-up, or if they go to your listing, they can click a button to contact you, or after 15 seconds, there's a little pop-up that shows on the listing page, and that encourages them to give their name, phone number, and email address so that you can contact them and get get a lead. So those are the main things that visitors can do when they're visiting Quantum Listing. And of course, they can also become a basic member, which opens up an array of additional features, or they become a premium member, which you need if you want to add listings, and that opens up even more features, because then you can not only add your listings, but you can also add your commercial real estate wants, and you can use our service to network with other professionals in your market or anywhere around the country. So it's time to go to the website. I will pause and see if there are any questions right now. And if you don't want to unmute yourself, you can put it in the chat. Hang on, sorry about wrong. Oh, I forgot to close all my windows. All right, hang on a second. We're almost there. There we go. All right, so here we are at QuantumListing.com. And if somebody is just typing into their browser QuantumListing.com, or they put it into a search engine, QuantumListing.com, this is what they'll get if they're not going directly to one of your listings. So right here, at the top, well, at the very top is some our links to pricing, how it works section, our blog, our webinars, and a little bit about us, and they can contact us here. If they're members already, they can log in. They can join if they're not members. When you do join, you'll have a couple of different options. You can be a basic member, which means you don't pay, but you can't add listings, or you can become a premium member. And when you become a premium member, when you sign up, we ask for your payment information. It all goes directly to PayPal, so we're never ever getting your credit card information. So as long as PayPal keeps doing the great job they are with being secure, all your payment information stays secure. And so you enter your payment information when you join. However, you don't get charged until 30 days later. So you can cancel should you think that it's not what you want in those first 30 days, and after 30 days your card is automatically charged if you don't cancel. And then, of course, you can schedule a demo, which is up here. All right, and here we're going to start a search right here. And let's, I'm in Connecticut, but my listings are mostly in Westchester, in New Jersey. So let's see if I can, I'm typing in Chappaqua, New York. I clicked it on the drop-down menu. And if you see, all right, so, and then it brings you to Chappaqua. There are my listings in Chappaqua. There's other people's listings in Chappaqua, and then it'll also show things, I think, within like a 10-mile radius, just so that if you want to broaden your search a little bit more, you can do that, and then you can either expand the search more by clicking on the search filter. So let's start that from the beginning here again. So let's go with another one of my markets here. All right, so go Montvale, New Jersey. All right, so hold on, I didn't type that right. Let's go with Mohegan Lake because I love this building. It is a gorgeous restaurant. All right, so right here is one of my listings. This is a beautiful restaurant for sale. And if you do have any restaurant listings, let me tell you, now is the time to pound the market for possible prospects, for possible buyers, because the restaurant market is come alive again in terms of people searching for restaurants. All right, so okay, so here we are back at my Mohegan Lake restaurant, and so one of the things that you can do when you open up this listing here, in a second, there we go. All right, so if you wanted to, this wasn't what you wanted, and you thought that you want to see what else is in that market, you click on right up here at the top, search other listings in Mohegan Lake, New York. So I'll click on that, and we can see there seems to be an issue with that today, but we'll get that fixed. And so let's go back to Mohegan Lake. So I started to do a search filter, and before I interrupted myself, so you can expand the search to up to 200 miles, but in this case, let's just go 20 miles. And I'm going to change, I'm going to look at all the retail listings on the site within 20 miles. Then I can decide whether I want to do it for lease or for sale, but for now, we're just going to leave it, not going to add a parameter for that, and we're going to hit apply filters. And so now we have 103 listings to choose from. And I'm saying to myself, well, 103 is really more than I want to look through. So I'm going back to the search filter, and I'm going to amend it, and I'm only going to look for real estate for sale. Since my listing is for sale, I can see what the competition is here. Or if you're a visitor, you can narrow your focus down. So in this case, there are now 17 listings for sale within that 20-mile radius that are on the site right now. So that's how you do a filtered search. But let's show you the different ways that people can contact you. So if I wanted to send an email to George Grace here, I click on his email address, and hang on, I will, and it opened up this, and you can see that it's got George's email address in it. It will tell him what the listing is in the subject line. Then there'll also be a hyperlink to that listing in there. And when you, and then you can, of course, add your own message. So I'm not going to send George an email right now, but actually talked to him before today. So let's go back to our listing. So I could call him. No, I could also make a phone call. And in this case, you can see this little pop. Oh, hold on a second. Did I need to change the screen. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can make that happen again the right way. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I can try to make a phone call, and when I click that, in this case it opened up Skype, so I can make a call from my Skype if I wanted to. And again, as I said before, your phone, if you're doing this on your phone, it'll just activate your the calling feature on your phone. So email, phone, great. If I wanted to go see all of David Perlmutter, aka my listings, I would click on my name, and then it brings me to my profile page, and I can see my bio here, and you can see that I have LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter here. I really need to add my YouTube. Shame on me. And then if I wanted to share my profile or somebody else's profile, I could send it to LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter. You'll see here that to email David, I would have to be logged in. So you can become a basic member if you don't want to become a paying member, and then be able to send an email there. But we'll cover in future webinars all the different basic member features. And so then I can sort through the listings. And one of the things that I've found helpful during, just as a little brokerage tip during the pandemic, was to treat every space in one of my listings as a separate listing. And in some ways, it's kind of taking a page from the residential world. If you were renting apartments in an apartment building or selling apartments in an apartment, in a condo or a co-op building, you wouldn't just have one listing for the whole building. You'd have every single space in that building, every apartment in that building with its own listing. And there's a lot of advantages to that from the visitor's perspective, because this way the visitor can see pictures of that unit only. They can see the floor plan for that unit only. And you can also mention that you have in your listing here, you can mention that you have other spaces so that they know to go back and look if you want. But and then also video, you can have a video of that specific unit also. So it takes a little more time, but I have found that it's really worth it. Plus, it gives you, in this case, I have 5 listings for this particular building on QuantumListing. And when search engines index QuantumListing, they'll have 5 listings to potentially put on the front page of that Google search. I'm not saying that they're all going to end up on the front page, but at least I have more chances to end up on the front page. So something to think about if you are a broker. Okay, so but from the visitor, in terms of learning what's available in a particular building, it really does become more helpful. So here I'll open up one of the listings just so that you can see what I'm talking about here. All right, so here it's got a lot of pictures. There's a lobby. There's and this is inside the space. I've added the floor plan here, and then also a video. So this is, if you have a video on YouTube or Vimeo, we can show that here on QuantumListing. Another thing that visitors can do is they can share your listing to their social media if they chose to do that. You don't have to be signed in for that. And they can also download any of the flyers or any other information that you've added to QuantumListing. So if I had a PDF of a floor plan, they could download that too. I probably should add that. So another thing to think about. And that takes care of that particular aspect. By the way, these buttons here are super helpful. If you want demographics on any site, this takes you to the Census Bureau website, and you can do a little research on demographics there. And this one, LandChecks does virtual due diligence as well. And just on regard to the video, just in case somebody didn't know that they could scroll down through all the pictures and see a video, I used belts and suspenders here and posted a link to my video. It's not a clickable hyperlink, but people can copy and paste that as well. Okay, let's keep going. So one thing that, let's go to, here we're gonna show you something else that, all right, so we're going to go look at listings. All right, so I always like to click on the ones that have pictures. All right, so this listing here, Chris Irwin, he is sending to us via build out. So even if you're an expired user and you're a build out user, your listings still flow through to us. But after 15 seconds of looking at a listing, this pop-up is going to show. So it has the name of the listing on it, and it asks you for your name, email, and phone number. And if you want to get updates from us, you can click that, and then you click add request, and then if they are current members, they'll get an email right away with their lead. So now another way that people can contact you if they've X'd out of that pop-up or they don't want to wait the 15 seconds, they can click this contact the agent button right up there, and the same type of pop-up comes up there, and you can add your contact info. If you're a logged in user, your information will get auto-populated into that pop-up, but that is okay. So let's keep moving, and what we got next is we're getting to the fun stuff now. Well, I guess it's all fun. Right at the top of our page is the blog, link to our blog, and every week we add something new and hopefully interesting for you. And sometimes it's about our features. Sometimes it's a summary of a webinar we've done recently with a guest. Sometimes it's about cool real estate technology that we've seen and really like. So there's any number of things that you can see there. There's also a link to our How It Works section where we have many articles on all of our different features and how to use them. And you can also find replays of our webinars and videos there, as well as by clicking on the webinar link at the top of the page. It basically is a shortcut to this right here. Of course, you can learn a little bit about us. We have a note from me and our privacy and policy and our terms, and also information on our levels and pricing. So you get to see all the features for the visitors, basic members, and premium members as well. Then, of course, there's the schedule a demo button and join buttons there. Oh, and I think I left out contact us. So you can ask us a question here, and you just write in what you want to know and add your name and email and hit send, and you're good to go there on that. So there are lots of things that you can do on our site if you are not a member, or if you are a member and just haven't logged in. So let's go through that list one more time, and just want to make sure you really okay. So the things that we covered, and this is also a good way to make sure that I really did cover everything. You can click on your email address. Somebody can click on your email address to send you an email from their own email service. They can click on your phone number and call you. They can click on your name to visit your profile and see all of your listings. They can click on the Contact the Agent button to fill out the lead capture form. And also, if they don't do that, after 15 seconds of looking at your listing, the pop-up comes up to encourage them to give their information to you so that you can contact them. And when the listing that brought them to QuantumListing is only the start of their search, they can click on a hyperlink to search other listings in that community. They can also start a completely new filtered search from the top of the page. But remember, everything I did today during this webinar was without being logged in. I'm a visitor only during this webinar. So if I can do it, you can do it. And of course, they can read our blog. We spend a lot of time and effort on that. We think it's pretty good. Every week the number of views to our blog climbs, so hopefully the market concurs with us. You can sign up for more webinars if you enjoyed this one. You can schedule a demo and get a more in-depth look of our site, or get specific issues or answers to questions addressed. And then, of course, visitors can also request weekly updates on our members' listings. They can get help from a professional in their market if they're not real estate professionals themselves, or they want somebody to help them. And they can become a basic member and open up a whole bunch of new features, which we'll cover in the next webinar in this series. And then they can also become a premium member if they have listings to add, and they can even open up even more features. Even if you don't have listings, you can become a premium member and post your commercial real estate wants too. So premium membership isn't just for landlord representatives. It's for people who want to crowdsource their searches as well. And we'll see if there's any questions, and if not, we'll just keep going. Here is the pricing. If you do want to become a premium member, it's just $89.99 per year per agent, and that's for unlimited listings. So again, like I said, I highly encourage you, if you have a listing with multiple units available, create a listing for each one of those. If you want to do listing promotion so that your listing shows up at the top of searches in your market, that's only $2.50 a week per listing, or $7.50 per month. Brand promotion puts your personal or company brand marketing message at the top of searches in the market you specify, right at the top of searches there. Online advertisement, very fun feature which allows you to advertise your listings on the Google Display Network, so in the markets that you specify. So when people are browsing websites in the same town where your listing is, or in the community that you specify for the ad to show up, what you'll see is, they'll be able to see an ad for your listing on those websites. And for $25, you get thousands and thousands of views of your listing on those other websites, and quite a number of clicks. Network email blasts will do one email blast of one of your listings for free, or if you want to do more, we have different packages for you to do, from $25 for one, $5 for 100, or $12 for 200. Doesn't have to be the same listing, sent 12 times. It could be a different listing for each one. We'll work with you to make sure it's what you want. And you can send your own proprietary email blast as well to your own list. And I'm happy to show you how to do that in a demo or one of our future webinars. And then, of course, lead capture on your listings is included with your membership, but if you want to, for people who are just not logged in and go to that landing page that we looked at the beginning, they can request help from a professional, and if you're the professional in that market that has lead capture, that lead will go to you. If you want to get more information about quantum listing, we have that great how it works section. Again, you can schedule a demo. At the bottom right of most of the pages on the website, there's a little blue smiley speech bubble that you can click on and contact us that way. And of course, you can send an email to support@QuantumListing, or call us at 844-QL1-LIST. And of course, join us again for one of our weekly webinars, and please do subscribe to our blog posts. You actually don't need to be a Quantum Listing member to subscribe to the blog post and get emailed with each weekly blog post by signing up for that. There's a little sign-up form on each blog post. So thank you very much to all of you who have watched, and we do have some upcoming webinars that I would like to tell you before I sign off, and they are, in addition to the other two parts in this series, which would be Quantum Listing for basic members and Quantum Listing for the premium members, but we're going to feature 3 of our partners in upcoming webinars, one with RealNex, which is our newest syndication partner, Sharp Launch, who we have been accepting syndication from their website for quite some time. Sharp Launch and RealNex are both great services, and I encourage you to check in for those webinars so that you can really learn all about them. And then another one with Andreas Seni from CRE Collaborative. And they are a upcoming syndication partner, and they will in turn also be able to enhance your listing data. So some cool stuff ahead. Thank you everybody for your time today and watching, and thank you of course to Julia for all your help in preparing for today's webinar. Thanks, and we'll see you again real soon.